They'll be calling you radical. Now this is a new version that I've tried. I'm making a video while you speak, Peter. So I got Peter on the phone. He's in OB in San Diego at the waste hearing. Now it's the 7th of August, right between Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 2018. Peter just spoke representing the Post-Ignorance Project. There's a woman speaking now. Gary Hedrick's going to speak. Of course, public watchdogs are there. They'll speak. So, this is important. I mean, the public comments and everything's important. I'm listening to it as we go. But what's the important thing about this? People need to understand in San Diego this. 1, under the Patriot Act, California doesn't have much say on nuclear waste. 2, Harry Reid and the Republican Congress, just with the stroke of a pen, the NRC, the Nuclear Energy Commission, turned all 104 nuclear reactors into official nuclear waste dump sites. He did that in 2010-11 with the blessings of Alice Farland and Gregory Jacko, who were supposed to protect us, those 2 phony derelict rats who went along with the team. Just like this Cynthia up there at the head of the NRC from Idaho National Lab does now. Now this is important. We sued on that. You know, the group sued and we lost. The Supreme Court refused to hear it. The court upheld. So what happens then? It falls under the jurisdiction of the United States Department of Energy. Now, the Department of Energy has been moving nuclear waste to INL in Idaho. They say they've consented. They've been moving it to WIPP in New Mexico. And the Attorney General in New Mexico made an incredible statement just the other day. He come right out and says, there's not anything I can do. Our hands are tied because of what I just said, what Kevin Blanchett. Our hands are tied. Congress, now this is important in California, Congress tried to get through Yucca Mountain. Who blocked the funding of Yucca Mountain? Dianne Feinstein from California. She's head of the Appropriations Committee. They blocked the funding. And of course, Heller. On the beach is a disaster. Now, this is a fact. San Onofre's ahead of schedule by decades. Marina Brown, who runs the show, her and Tom are the spokesman, she made a statement, did an interview the other day, says 27 of the containers are already in the ground, full, done. Oh, she's not there. What about Tom? He there? Yeah, I know, it's the state land, but still it's important because the state land. Yeah, but here's what's important. By law in the state of California, all these public comments have to go into the record, and they have to weigh them, and they put a lot of weight into these public comments, I'm here to tell you. You know, it's important because the Land Commission makes the decision on what's going to happen, they say. But that's overrode, too, because it's on Pendleton. I mean, the Marine Corps owns that land. I got news for you. And so they don't know all of it. Yeah, so there's a big debate on where California land begins and, you know, the United States Marine Corps starts. But the bottom line, under the Patriot Act, under this act, they've got no say. I mean, we should be going after the Department of Energy. You know, and how nice is Darrell Isis? He betrayed us. You know, and they're so ahead of schedule with all this money. You know, who's going to get it? You know, I know who's going to get it. Micah Gary going to get it? What, Kevin Blanchett, Peter, and our Post-Ignorance Army and all of us do all the dirty work? Oh, by the way, that you can hear the train whistle right across, and that train goes to California, and that's how they're going to bring it. So, you know. No. Anybody who says that is a fool. Anybody who says just make bigger spent fuel pools is a fool, knows nothing about Fukushima, knows nothing about 3 Mile Island, knows nothing about nothing. The worst case scenario is have that stuff sit in spent fuel pools. Those spent fuel pools are so vulnerable. All it takes is a 7.45 and crack and they burn. Fukushima, I mean, they poured out. Dry cast is 1,000 times better than the dome spent fuel pools. Oh, after they've got it full, as I see, is still dome over the top of the canisters. Yes. Okay, I got you. Sorry. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yes, like Chernobyl's, you know, I agree. But the thing is, the bottom line is, if you just have a structure over the top, it's got to be a mining operation. We call it the egg or the bladder system. So it has to go all the way underneath and around it, which is very simple to do. It's called the bladder system. We call it the egg. And, you know, I put an egg around it. You know what I say still. People can argue with me all they want. Centrally located at whip and shoot it into space. And by the way, just so you know, I still say the Department of Energy is going to move it to whip. You know why they're so far ahead of schedule right now? I'll tell you why they're hurrying. They want to hurry and get it done before the emails get released and they realize what the corruption and get their fucking asses sued off and they all go to jail. I mean, they're afraid of jail. Now, Kamala Harris dropped the ball. I mean, but she went after him. But California has a 3-panel commission, and they voted 2-1 to continue this investigation. And PG&E's scared as hell. So is Jerry Brown's office. So all players, PV Cherry, all of them. The Coastal Commission, they're all corrupt. They're all criminal bastards. And like I said, people need to understand down there in San Onofre too. It isn't. I mean, they had a meltdown. It blew back into that core, and the pressure revive valve had to be kicked in, and they released the core, why it was active, why it was ongoing, into the atmosphere. I mean, radioactive as hell. San Onofre's radioactive, by the way. Every time we go there, I get sick. So how many people you say there's, Peter? Oh, so it's full. Now it's in OB, right? Yeah, and let's say thanks to the OB RAG. I mean, we love those guys, right? They do great work. They reported this yesterday in People Show, and so did KPBS. And I want to say one other thing too while I got you and I'm making this video. I don't give enough credit to Channel 10, ABC affiliate, that did all that dirty work when we leaked out. It was Mitch from Channel 10 who, well, anyway, this is back in 2012, 2013, 2014 when the whistleblowers started coming to me when I was in the bone marrow transplant, and we were going back and forth. It was Channel 10. And Mitch, who did that investigation, those whistleblowers, they're still there. I still talk to them, by the way, and they're still scared that San Onofre, Cal Edison, and the nuclear energy cartel is going to whack them. They won't. They still don't go forward. And, this content I'm talking about is in these emails of Jerry Brown's that have been retracted. They're just like Hillary Clinton's emails. I have them. I know what they are. They're all this cover-up. The cover-up of San Onofre and the cover-up of Fukushima, the same thing. So is Gary speaking next? He's in line? Oh, God, they cut him off at the pass, huh? Yeah. He does a good job. He's important. Oh, Ray Lutz is there? Oh, he always does. He always does. I'm not, well, I don't want to talk about that, but anyway, I'm not the big fan of Ray Lutz. Oh, yeah, but he's a sellout. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I appreciate everything he's done. What about Ace Hoffman? Is he there? He's moved, I understand. Yeah. That's what I hear. So what about Donna Gilmore, Donna Young? You seen either one of them? In which picture? Oh, yeah. She's fantastic. Oh, I love her. Yeah, so what Peter's talking about is when we laid on the beach and, the shooting the star, the native ceremony with the thing, which we got no media coverage, and the BBC and Reuters covered it, and they called us hippies. Oh, fuck. Somebody wants to protect the environment from killing you, right? I guess we're hippies. I tell everybody, my grandson, Grandpa, he says, you're a hillbilly. I says, I know hillbilly. I'm a swamper #1, and I'm a good old-fashioned beatnik. I'm a San Diegan old beatnik from the swamps of Utah. So, she's great, by the way. And Peter saw she just spoke. She's coming laid right between us. We're getting a lot of conscious awareness down there. So, I can feel a change in San Diego as of late. I really can. You know, so. Well, they should be. They should be. Well, and the bottom line is if. Yes. Well, and the thing is with this is, you know, the dead tide pools, the warm water, everybody, you know, and not everybody, like you said, is a tourist down there. I mean, there's still people like you that work for a living, go to work every day, and are born and raised in San Diego. It's still a community. And so that's what people need to understand. People don't want a bunch of nuclear waste. You know, it's been there the whole time, but, you know, on an earthquake zone, I mean, it's got to go. It's got to go. So keep up the good work, Peter. He did get bumped again. He'll get his turn. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of people that want to speak and say. And by the way, so people know in San Diego, the Public Lands Commission, by law, this has to go into the state docket and the state hearing, and there's a lot of weight gets put into these comments. I mean, all over the country, including the DOE, these hearings and whatever, you know, I show up to them all, no one goes. Yeah, that's what it's for. It's the public comment freaking thing, but which is important. Absolutely. And so the thing is, the knowledge, and so you learn so much of those hearings. Not only that, you can network with people. You find out who's actually grassroots and fighting. Tell Gary. Tell Chuck, and tell everybody I said hi, because I got to cut this off and go. Well, thanks, Peter. Now, what time is it in California? Yay? Let's see. It's the it's about almost 8 o'clock California Pacific Genocide time. I'm in Rocky Mountain, fucking smog from Northern Cal. Breathe up time. Yeah, Rocky Flats time, Pacific Genocide time. Central of the Mound gives you cancer, freaking in St. Louis. And then we got New York apathy, freaking, what's the 7.6 bailout at Indian Point time? You know, trying to, oh man Trump, I'm just trying to pay the fucking rent. So, yeah, well, cancer will put a stop to that. All right, thanks. And then right between here, make sure you tell everybody, you know, it's right between Hiroshima and Nagasaki right now, 73 years, the birth of the bomb. Well, you can mention it to people. Maybe put a bug in Gary's ear. All right, thanks, Peter. Okay, right on, bye. So, that's Peter, boots on the ground of Kevin Lynch's post-ignorance army. You know, I mean, I like how that played out. So, there's a lot of people trying, I'm telling you. Well, not a lot. I mean, we call 80 people. There's a country of 350 million people. But that's all we need. We need a tactical army willing to fight their army because we have the truth on our side. So, you know, the fight goes on in earnest. By the way, we're winning. You just don't know we're fucking winning. Now, too late for the Pacific Ocean? I don't know, man. But we want these nuclear fucking rats to pay. If people saw the real emails, because I know what they are. I mean, my name's all over them. Went after me while I'm in critical condition. Committed incredible felonies against me. Against everybody in California. Everybody in the country they committed felonies against. You know, your children, your pets, your freaking... You know, the animals, the flowers, everything. All living creatures, the unborn and the unhatched, the unsprouted. It's outrageous. Fuck, what a fight it's been. Fuck, whoa. Anyway, a song to end all songs. The fight goes on. Stand turning.